right, let's get Joel, the 2nd chapter. And we'll start at verse, maybe like.
I got you.
We can
Yeah, we go to the top.
Joel 2.
Yeah.
We can.
Yep, that's what we're doing right now. We're blowing the trumpet in Zion. You know?
This is Joel chapter 2 and verse 1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion, and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Right, the day of the Lord is nigh at hand, man. And that's our job, is to what? To blow the trumpet in Zion, man. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up my voice like a trumpet, to show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. So a trumpet, a spiritual trumpet, is being blown, right? As we was going into earlier. You got it.
Verse 2, it says, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness,
Yep.
as the morning spread upon the mountains.
And that's going into the destruction. Right? Because when these missiles hit, man, it's gonna cause everything to go dark, man. All right, the sun ain't gonna be shining when these missiles hit.
Right.
We ain't gonna be able to see the moon or the star. No, it's gonna be completely dark outside, man. Okay, all the dust and all the debris that's gonna be blown into the sky.
Right.
The mushroom cloud. You know, then also too, you can't forget the chariots gonna be blocking out the sun too. It's gonna, man, the Lord gonna have all bases covered when it comes down to destroying this place.
Right.
You got it.
Like with an alarm, you got like different sounds of an alarm.
Yep.
You got an alarm that you could triumph over your enemies. This ain't the right alarm. This alarm is crying out for a battle cry, a war. You know what I mean? Because the Bible says there's a sound of war in the land. I think it's in the book of Isaiah. You know, so that's what's going on. You know, you got it.
Back in Joel chapter 2, in the middle of verse 2, it says, a great people and a strong. There have it says, there have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it,
That's going into the missiles. Go ahead.
even to the years of many generations.
Right, because after this war, there's going to be the war to end all wars, man. That's why in Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, those various different nations, it says what? They're going to beat their swords into plowshares and their spears back into pruning hooks in their head. See? But this is going to be the war that's going to cause everything to be completely changed.
Right.
Man.
You ain't going to have no stockpile of a nuclear missile that's hid somewhere. The heathen got it hid. Here it is. We destroyed. We destroying all the weapons. Then goddamn Edomite got a missile tucked away somewhere in
the basement or
jail
something.
cell that he's in.
Right.
He's gonna use this against Israel.
Man, this Halloween.
I know. It's not gonna happen.
Boy.
All these missiles that are being created are going to be used. They ain't gonna have no missile in the museum. This is gonna be the missile that was gonna pop off World War III until there was negotiation talk. No, that ain't gonna happen.
But Esau using missiles now.
Right.
So what's the difference?
Yeah. You know?
Oh
There's a
man.
missile drop. I think there's a missile drop every 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Underneath the Trump administration, man. Every 12 minutes, a missile drop. You got it now.
That's something. Isaiah 54 and 16, behold, I created the smith that bloweth the coals and the fires, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy.
And the waster is talking about the missile. And the Lord's the one that controlled it. He's the one that created the smith that blows the coal in the fires, man. So these are Yahweh Bashir Shai's orders, as we're reading in Joel 2. You got it.
Back in Joel 2 and verse 3, it says, a fire devours before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them,
Right.
and behind them a desolate wilderness.
Right, the land is as the garden of Eden before them, right? And what does Eden mean? Adon in the Hebrew means what? Paradise. In America, to these people is looked at as a paradise.
Right.
You know? So it's as the garden of Eden before them, like man, you walk straight, you got the city before you. That's what the missile's going to do. It's going to bring forth the destruction. Fire not blown shall consume. You know?
And they terminated judgment day was the first example of that. Right before that missile hit, what? It was like a garden. Everybody, the earth was beautiful. People at the park playing with their kids. Then after it hit, boom, you see that cloud, and niggas just turn niggas just fold up, man. Turn and get totally dehydrated. Going back, it says verse 3, it says, a fire devours before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them in the wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them.
And nothing shall escape them. Nobody's going to escape the missiles. Once America gets the missiles, nothing's going to escape you. You're not going to be able to escape it. There's no bunker in America. You know, you're not going to be able to go into your basement, wherever you at, and be no. Everything here in America is going to be completely on fire. You got it.
Verse 4. The appearance of them is as the appearance of horses,
Which horses represents power.
and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like a noise of chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap. Like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face, the people shall be much pain.
Pretty much people, it says before their face, the people shall be much pain, man, because when they see these things coming upon the earth, they're going to know that they done. They're going to know that they're done. They're going to know they're done. They're going to know that they're done, man. You know? People going to be dropping dead, get heart attacks, shitting on themselves, throwing up on themselves, pissing,
Right.
you know, screaming, people running around. Especially when they get that message that, you know, Russia done shot a missile over here, it's going to be here in 20 minutes.
This is not a test.
This is not a test. And they will say try to
American
get to a
broadcasting
bunker or a
system.
safe place, but there ain't gonna be no safe place to go. It shows you that in American Horror Story, man.
Right, yeah, so it is.
That one episode of American Horror Story where the guy came on the news, he was like, man, look, you know, they shot the missiles off. You know, I just want to let my son know that I love him. You know, and that was it. You know, so they ain't, when they get that message of missiles being shot off from China, Russia, Iran, Pakistan, India, France, Germany, Great Britain, you know, and this is not a drill. Take cover, take safety.
Right.
But ain't gonna be no safe place for you to go.
Boy, are your plans, your aspirations, your savings through
All your dreams is gonna be turned into nightmares.
to the pit of your stomach?
And you got you gotta remember that they got submarines in the oceans too that carry nuclear weapons, man.
Yeah.
And it'll get here faster than the one that's actually shot from their land. It takes like a Russian submarine. It said it would take about like 10 to 15 minutes for it to touch America, bro.
Yeah.
That's fast, bro. 15 minutes, you can't hit. You barely get down 30.
You know what I'm saying? By the time you walk from here to the camp, to the cars from camp, that's 15 minutes. That's destruction. You know what I'm saying? Like, Russia got a new missile called the Flying Chernobyl.
The what?
The Flying Chernobyl.
Chernobyl. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And that missile, when I looked it up, that missile can pretty much stay in the air for days or weeks.
Yeah.
So that at any given moment they can cause it to hit where they need it to hit. And it's undetectable.
It'll
it
hover?
has limitless range.
It just going or just hovering and then what?
Well, it can stay in the air because the oxygen it doesn't need to refuel up. The oxygen is its fuel.
Hey, boy, it's about to anger the Lord, boy.
And NATO calls it raining fire. That's what they call it.
Wow.
You know, so hey man,
That's
the
spiritual.
spirit of the Lord is on these missiles to be created for the waste to destroy.
Right.
Bro, China has a missile called 61.
61?
The missile itself is called 61. It has 60 warheads and one hydrogen bomb.
Oh
And
boy.
it says that one missile can hit at all four corners of the earth with every single warhead. It has 61 warheads in it.
They go up and you go hit all
61
directions.
hydrogen
Oh, boy, the Lord, boy.
You know? So these nations ain't playing, bro. Like these missiles, it's gonna be a destruction from the Almighty, like it says in Isaiah 13.
Yep.
They constantly making these missiles and creating these different type of nuclear weapons. For what? You think they just creating them just to say, look what we got? There's a time where the Lord is gonna set in the mind of these kings to utilize these missiles. So these things are getting set up for, like I said, a waster to destroy. That's happening. That's gonna happen. Thus said the Lord. The Lord said His word is not gonna come back void.
We're in a liar, man. You know, these technology's increasing, weaponry's increasing. You know, where these missiles can get, so they can hit their mark faster.
Right.
You got that.
Joel chapter 2 and 6 says, before their face the people shall be much pain, and all faces shall gather blackness.
Right, people gonna be drained in that day. man. Like, they gonna be looking, they gonna be like, damn. You know, men's hearts failing them for fear.
Right.
You know? You got it.
If I make this point, so that made me think of they gonna be in the spirit of despair, pretty much, of no hope. You know how I say how your life flashes before your eyes, like right before you die. That's the spirit they gonna be in. Life flashing right before their eyes, looking at the missile.
Right.
You know, shit, like the brother made the movie example. Son, I love you. Kid, wife, I love you. Whatever. No, I think of one movie where it was like a family sitting at a table until right before everything got blown up.
Don't look up.
Yeah, don't look up. Yeah, that's what it was. Don't look up at the table. Sitting there like, yeah, it's about that time. Boom, it got fucked up. You know? What you got?
There's a show or a movie on Netflix. What's that shit called, man? It just came out like on the 24th. I just Alba's in it. And, pretty much there's a, you know what I'm talking about? House of Dynamite, that's what it's called.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much a missile got shot. Pretty much a missile got about to hit America, and they got 18 minutes to figure out. It's called House of Dynamite. So
I'm gonna check that out. Yeah, House of Dynamite.
Brother did a video, you know what I'm saying? It came out on the 24th. They got 18 minutes to determine what they need to do to the missiles on the way. Nuclear missiles on the way. It's called House of Dynamite. House of Dynamite? You know what I'm saying? America's that house of dynamite. With the missile hit, everything blowing up.
Yeah.
You know? You got that. Hey, I'm sorry, brother. It's a spirit why they making these movies and things, man.
Right.
Got a missile coming in, like, come on, man.
Right.
They ain't saying coincidence.
Yep.
Exactly. They get it from the script, like the brother said, man. They get the vision, and they see it, and the spirits want to make a movie about it, man.
The knowing.
Oppenheimer.
Knowing.
Yeah, the knowing is another one.
Yeah.
You know? White Stone, like, come on, man.
Right. Son
Yeah,
seeing
yeah.
visions of destruction.
Yeah, then he get delivered by aliens.
Bro, even when they opened that time capsule, bro, the first images that they showed that was taken out was a missile and then chariots.
Yeah.
Kids were seeing them on the paper. It was a missile and then another kid opened their paper up and it was chariots on it. You ever seen this?
The knowing, right?
Yeah,
I know I can watch that
Nicolas
again.
Cage, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, and at the end, before the aliens picked up, you know, Nicolas Cage go up to him, looking for him, and his son was telling him like, look, explaining to his daddy, look, like his son said they sent the message before them, and now they come to deliver us.
Yep.
You know what
I
I'm
watched
saying?
it.
Like they prepared the way. Basically saying they prepared the way.
Right.
They sent a warning to us. You know what I'm saying? To let us know what was going to take place. Now they're here to deliver us.
Yeah. The girl that did the capsule and they put that the chariots and the missiles, they was deeming her crazy.
Yeah.
You know.
It's just called crazy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it was a cryptic message that nobody could understand.
Right.
That's the script. That's
Right.
the prophecy. That's the scriptures, man.
Right.
It was cryptic.
Yeah.
You know.
And Matthew will speak about comments when they little children to enter the kingdom, right?
Yeah.
Roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's heavy.
Children got delivered.
That's heavy.
Right. Yeah.
Children got delivered.
Going back, Joel chapter 2 and verse 7, it says, they shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, and they shall march every one on his way.
I'm sorry, and the wall represents the fence. See, so it said they're going to climb the wall like men of war. Just as Jerusalem was overtaken and men came over the wall, they broke through it. So it said they're going to climb the wall like men of war, meaning that what? There's not going to be any defense system here in America that's going to stop the missiles from hitting this place.
Right.
Okay, America's going to be completely wide open. And through the Spirit of the Lord, I always say this, and I believe it, man. I believe the Lord will shut the defense system off of this place.
Right.
We ain't going to be able to activate it. You got it.
Yep. It says, and they shall march every one on his way, and they shall not break their ranks.
They should not break their ranks. Meaning that what? They're not going to stop the skies. They ain't going to have another interceptor. No, they're not going to break their ranks. Every spot where these missiles going to hit, they're going to hit. They're going to hit their mark. You got it?
I got something. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5. It says in verse I'm gonna start at verse 18. And he shall put on righteousness as a breastplate, and true judgment instead of an helmet. He shall take holiness for his invincible shield. His severe wrath shall be sharpened for his sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise. This is the point. Then shall the right aiming thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds as from a well-drawn bow shall they fly to the mark. And you know they go, hey, bro, the Lord is going to put the Lord is going to guide these missiles, man.
Yeah.
See, like the brother said, Esau gonna be shooting them missiles, defending it. Bro, the Lord's gonna guide them, bro. They ain't gonna. It's not gonna affect them, bro. There's gonna be some. That shit is gonna surprise. Well, what the hell? Our defenses are not working.
Yeah, because the chariots gonna be shot off. You're gonna have like a missile, 2 missiles for Dallas, 2 missiles for New York, missile for LA. See, there's gonna be missiles that's gonna hit this place. It's gonna be a wall of fire that's gonna engulf this place, man.
Right.
It's like, if you in your right mind, you would hear that, be like, a wall of fire gonna engulf this place, America. Something's snapping your mind. Once again, these people are blind. Completely saturated in their beliefs, man. You got people dressed up as so-called Jesus.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying earlier, Bond, you had a Jake that was over here dressed up like a small hat. Jake, the Israelite, dressed up like an Amalekite.
Cause Jake would think they the fucking the heathens and
So here
shit.
it is, he's really the Israelite.
Right.
Completely backwards.
Boy.
You got it out.
Joel chapter 2 and verse 8. Neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path, and they shall fall. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. I want to get that word sword, bro.
Yeah, so
You go into that word sword, it's Allah. Shalach. All right, it says. It says weapons. It says missiles.
Missiles.
Literally missiles.
Literally says missiles there.
Right. Yep.
That word has a root, doesn't it?
Yep, it does. It says, yep, to send away.
What's going to be sent? The missile's going to be sent.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The missile's going to be sent, man. They gonna, matter of fact, could you hold that real quick?
Gotcha.
Somebody get Psalm 11. Psalm 11, and I think it's verse. Let's see if I can find it. Psalm 11 and Psalm 11 and 6. It ain't in the blue. We get it in the blue letter though. You know what I'm saying? There's a few words on which we read. I'll read it and then I'll get to words. Psalm 11 and 6. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. So it says upon the wicked he will rain snares. So get that word snares real quick. This is strong H 6340. This is pop, which means a bird trap, snare, or of calamities. Go ahead. Plots. Source of agent of calamity. Source or agent of calamity. So there's going to be a source or an agent that's going to bring the calamity. That's going to bring the destruction, right? Go ahead. A plate of metal. A plate of metal. A plate of metal.
ooh,
Now, what's a missile made out of?
man.
Metal.
Right.
A
Wow.
plate of metal. Now,
Well,
go back to the blue letter real quick. It says he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and in horrible tempest. Get that word horrible.
Metal. Man. Pach. Metal.
He will rain. No, it's verse 6. Yeah. The word horrible tempest. Fire and brimstone go up. That's weird, ain't showing words. Hit the reverse linear. Okay. Upon the wicked go scroll down.
He said metal, and Benaiah read the scriptures where it said the smith bloweth the coals. The metal can't form itself into a missile.
Right.
So he used the modern day scientists, what you call blacksmith back then, to create the weapon of destruction.
Right.
That is crazy, man.
Man, bro.
Yep.
But for some odd reason, it wasn't showing horrible on his. Let me see if it's showing on mine. Yeah, it's weird. It shows up on mine. Well, that word horrible here in the Hebrew is a lifetime, right? It says burning heat. raging heat. Consuming heat. Right? So that horrible tempest is going to be a raging heat, a burning wind. See that? So that horrible tempest, he'll rain snares, the source or agent of calamity that's going to bring a raging, burning heat.
With metal.
A plate of metal is going plates of metal. Bro, NATO called that Russian missile what? Raining fire.
Raining fire.
It's going to rain from the sky. Plates of metal.
Yep.
Missiles that are made out of metal are going to rain out of the sky. That's going to bring burning, raging heat.
I got some time.
You got it out.
Job 20 and 24, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
So I can read that again, I'm sorry.
Job 20 and 24, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through.
He shall flee from the iron weapon. Read that. Can you read it in the NLT?
God, it says, Joel 20 and 24 in the NLT, when they try to escape an iron weapon, a bronze-tipped arrow shall pierce them.
The bronze-tipped arrow shall pierce them. When they try to escape from the iron weapon, which are what? The missiles, man. That's what this is going into. Okay? The missiles are written about in the Holy Scriptures, man. Because that's what the Lord is going to use to bring forth destruction, to bring forth judgment. The ICBM thermonuclear missile. Okay? This is I wanted to get this here in Chat GPT, trusty chat, to back up what the brothers are reading here in Joel, the 2nd chapter. It's just a little quick overview of J. Robert Oppenheimer. You know, and I'm gonna read through it. I'm not gonna read all of it. But here's the beginning of what I asked ChatGPT. I said, give me a description of Oppenheimer and nuclear capabilities. J. Robert Oppenheimer was an American theoretical physicist, best known as a scientific director of the Manhattan Project. The Manhattan Project, man, that's going back to 1942.
Years ago.
When the first nuclear missile was tested. It was by Oppenheimer, man. Okay, you got it. The U.S. government program during World War II that developed the first nuclear weapon. He was often called the father of the atomic bomb. Oppenheimer played a central role in bringing together leading scientists, organizing research facilities like Los Alamos, and guiding the scientific breakthroughs that led to the first successful nuclear test in July 1945. Okay, that was the first successful one in 1945. I'm gonna read over here. It says nuclear capabilities, general overview. Because I'm sorry, but what happened in 1945, or was it 44? Was that the atomic bomb was dropped? I believe that might have been the 44. 42 or 44. Somebody can fact check. But that's when the first atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki at Fat Man and Little Boy. Or Little Man and Fat Boy, whatever that shit was called. Fat Boy, Little Man, you know, one of the two, you know. But that's when the atomic bomb was dropped. But this is the testing of nuclear power at this point, in which the technology just increased from that point.
Right. It's 45.
45. Okay, so 45 is when the atomic bomb was dropped. Two of them. Hiroshima and Nagasaki was the Ammonites. They forgot about that. Say it again. Little Boy was the nickname.
Yeah.
Hey, that plane, bro. When you look it up, that plane that dropped the bomb was called a necessary evil.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never knew that. The necessary evil.
Yeah, necessary evil.
Wow. Wasn't there a show called like Atomic Man or something like that? Atomic Soldier.
Atomic Soldier. Yeah,
Atomic Soldier.
YouTube. Yep.
Pretty much, you know, like they was watching it. Yeah, you know. It's a rope.
Wicked, man.
Yeah.
Necessary evil. I never knew that. You can't make this up. So back to ChatGPT, it says, titled Nuclear Capabilities General Overview. The nuclear capabilities born from Oppenheimer's work evolved into two primary classes of weapons. First, you have fission weapons, which are atomic bombs, right? Then you have also fusion weapons, which are thermonuclear or hydrogen bombs. Okay, so fusion. Okay, so let's break this down. This is edifying for me as well. Nuclear fission, which fission means to split an atom. That was the atomic weapon. So now you have nuclear fusion, which brings forth nuclear destruction or hydrogen destruction. Okay, so fission is atomic, fusion is nuclear. Okay, I'm gonna get to the definition of the two. The definition for fission weapons or atomic bombs is splitting heavy atoms like uranium or plutonium to release massive energy. That has to be divine. That has to be divinely inspired to split an atom.
Right.
To create a raging, burning heat, a divine heat. Like it says in 2 Peter 3, where the elements can melt with fervent heat, where it can melt elements.
Right. Yep.
You know, because only who created the element? Yahweh Bashar Shah. The only one that can create it, the only one that can destroy it is the Lord, because He made it.
These were the type developed during the Manhattan Project. Fusion weapons definition. Developed later, they used nuclear fusion, fusing lighter elements like hydrogen isotopes to produce far greater explosive power than fission weapons.
See, so it makes the destruction even greater. So when you fuse it together, that makes the destruction even more powerful.
Multiply.
It multiplies. Hey.
Dr. Stay, you said a nuclear bomb today compared to atomic bombs are 1,000 times stronger. Just imagine that Hiroshima and Nagasaki, that was two cities. Just think about how it was spread if a nuclear bomb hit.
Right.
1,000 times stronger.
And
Like 1 kiloton of that shit.
I was gonna say, well, they liken the atomic bombs compared to the missiles today. They liken them to like a water gun.
Damn.
You know,
A super soaker.
like a little water gun compared to what they got now.
Wow.
It says Oppenheimer's legacy.
Bring a water gun to an actual
A super soaker against a water gun.
It says Oppenheimer's legacy. Oppenheimer remains a complex figure, celebrated for his scientific leadership. And the last bullet point, it says, he remembered for his later efforts to promote restraint in peaceful uses of atomic energy. You know, and that's funny. You know, here you are, you the man that orchestrated it all, man. You the one that the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai used to promote and create these massive amounts of energy impacting weapons, man, in the earth.
Right.
But now you trying to backtrack like, damn, the shit I just created, I can like the brother just said, I can light the whole fucking world on fire with this, man. You know, so he tried to push out to the pretty much the heads of the earth, the leaders of the Dukes of Edom, like, hey, y'all might want to chill on how y'all use this in the future, or y'all could damn near destroy the whole world and destroy everybody in. You know, but that's the thing, man.
What was in control the whole time?
Yeah, how about your house? I was in control the whole time, man.
Right.
You know.
Hey, can I finish this point with Job? Yeah, this gonna tie exactly what you going into, man. Job 20, and I'm gonna start at 25. It said, it is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of the guile. Terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. So, bro, that's why these scriptures is only given unto the prophets to break down. See, the prophet to put these mysteries together and tie it until what we see, the weapons that we see today. This had to be what Job was talking about, bro. A fire not blown, you don't have to blow it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to blow that fire. It's just right. You know what I'm saying? So that's why.
Now he got to kill somebody, gonna come. I'm just thinking. I ain't gonna get it.
Eyes through.
Probably said a great dignity.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna keep saying this, man. You got grown ass people walking around in the fucking hospital.
Dude, probably in his 40s or well over his 40s.
Riding around with a goddamn Jason tag. Nigga, you too old for that shit, man. Your big ass soul somewhere. Playing Candy Rain, playing Fire Rain. We talking about Fire Rain around here.
commanded my sanctified ones. I have also called my mighty ones before my anger, even them that rejoice in my highness, the noise of a multitude in the mountains like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together.
Right, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together, and that lines up with Joel, the 3rd chapter. All right, where it goes into the valley of Jehoshaphat, the valley of Yahweh Shabbat, where all these various different nations are going to be gathered together and are being gathered together for war, man. You got it?
The Lord Yahweh of hosts musters the host of the battle.
You see, it says the Lord Yahweh of hosts mustereth the host of the battle, man. So it lets you know that the Lord is the one that's in control, man.
Right.
He's the one that's gathering them together in that region of the earth for judgment, man. Okay? Matter of fact, real quick, before I make
I would say, like I said, the Lord mustered up everything. It's in the Lord's hands. We were mentioning about Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer had dreams and these certain things growing up. The Lord had them in his mind for a due time for him to create this. All right, to set up the create an atomic bomb. Then after he did, he realized what's going on, and basically the military people kind of did away with him because like what he wanted to make a change. Like, damn, this can put the world on fire. The Lord is gonna set up these kings of the earth to start moving forward to perform these things. All right. Hey, it's at the door. These the actual war of all wars that they call it, because they are 2 wars have passed and one is gonna come quickly. Well, 2 more coming quickly. All right, but we got one more woe, which is destruction. And this is gonna be the one that's gonna usher in the chariots. Gonna usher in what? That final destruction for Esau Edom. Boy. And it's been ready because this is the Lord. This is in the hands of the Lord. The Lord is setting up this thing to happen in due time, and these times are basically here. All right, Babylon is through. What was that? Corey Holcomb said it was basically it's out of commission or something like that.
Yeah,
Babylon.
America's out of business.
Yeah, out of business. America's out of business. When you got something going out of business, what happens? They have a liquidation sale that's going out. Fire sale. That's where actually a clearance. A fire sale.
liquidation sale.
And the fire is coming. All right.
And these different nations, man, you know, like Russia, China, they see it, man. They see America. This place is up for the right. This is right for the taking.
They know it.
You know, this place is done.
Because them other nations haven't forgotten what happened to them, man. Hiroshima and all that shit Esau did. Them other nations haven't forgotten, man. But then here it is, you want to put sanctions on other nations not to build a nuclear facility, but you still are building this motherfucker over here.
Yeah.
Man, please.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know.
Yep.
That's why Scripture says, they that have eaten not bread and laid a
Yep. Right.
You know? It'd be crazy, man. You look at these goddamn, you know, these damn dynasties. That's one thing I aspire. I would go with elbow. Elbow flying over.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 34, verse 1. Come near, you nations, to hear, and hearken, you people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein. The world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord Yahweh is upon all nations.
See that the indignation of the Lord Yahweh shines upon all nations. And that word indignation means righteous anger. So his righteous anger is upon all these different nations, and he's going to show forth his righteous anger in the valley of Jehoshaphat. It's going to begin there.
Yep.
And that's why these nations are being gathered in that region of the earth right now, man. As we were reading Isaiah 13. Go ahead.
And his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter.
He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Go ahead.
Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come upon out of their carcasses.
It says their slain shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, man. And that's going to be, matter of fact, hold that. Let's go back to Joel, the 2nd chapter real quick. Joel chapter 2, verse 20.
Joel chapter 2, he said 20, in verse 20, it says, but I will remove far off from you the northern army, And I would drive him into a land barren and desolate.
I would drive him to a land barren and desolate. The Northern Army is talking about the American military. That land barren and desolate is talking about the region of Saudi Arabia, man. Okay, Saudi Arabia, the whole Levant region, which is the Valley of Jehoshaphat, man. Okay, go ahead.
And with his face towards the east sea.
His face toward the east sea is going to the Euphrates River. His face is going to be toward the east sea. Go ahead.
It says, and his hinder parts towards the uttermost sea.
And his hinder part toward the uttermost sea going into the Red Sea. And behind the Red Sea, you have the Mediterranean, but that's specifically talking about the Red Sea. Go ahead.
It says, and his stink shall come up, and his ill savor shall come up, because he hath done great things.
His stink shall come up. His stink shall come up. So these red and precept, you got to do anything out there,
In Isaiah 34 and verse 3, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses.
their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, man. Do that destruction. All the dead bodies that's going to be over there in that region of the earth. That's going to be the first job for these ugly ass elites to do is to bury those dead bodies, man. Go ahead, you're going to bury them, put a flag there, you know, so they can bury the dead bodies, man. You know, go back to digging holes.
Yep.
You know,
And their mountains shall be melted with their blood.
right? Because it's going to be a destruction from on high. Man. Okay, so let's go back to Isaiah 13.
Isaiah 13 and verse 5, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven,
They come from a far country, from the ends of heaven. Go ahead.
even the Lord Yahweh and the weapons of his indignation.
See, even the Lord Yahweh Bashmal Shai and the weapons of his indignation. They're going to come from a far country, from the ends of heaven. What are these talking about? It's talking about the missiles being shot from one end of the earth to the next. I think it says that in the 16th chapter. Where that should be, the arrow shall be shot.
Yeah.
Somebody
I
want to
think
get that real quick?
said it.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 16. It says, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again.
Right.
16
That-
and 13.
Oh, okay. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 13. It says, for strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world.
There it is. It says they shall not miss. They're going to hit their mark, as we was reading in Joel the 2nd chapter earlier. It says when they begin to be shot from the ends of the earth. See? That's why this ain't talking about no actual somebody with a bow and arrow shoot from Spain all the way to France.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't talking about somebody from America shooting. It's going to go all the way to South America. No, this is talking about missile technology, man. The arrows being shot from the ends of the earth, like it shows you in Terminator, man.
Right.
You know? I think it shows you that in Oppenheimer too, at the very end of the movie, right? So it shows the missiles being shot from ends of the earth, man. You know? And that's what the ICBM technology can do. Whereas it can go from one end of the earth to the other in 30 minutes, man. Once again, that's 30 minutes ain't enough time to do nothing.
Right.
And just think about it. You ain't gonna be able to go into the. You think it's gonna just be free, just smooth traffic to get free to
no.
try to get you somewhere safe? No, man.
Instant traffic jam.
Right.
You know?
Boy.
You know? It shows you that in like what's that movie? Deep Impact. You know, in Deep Impact when that meteor was coming, they had everybody trying to go to that
Well,
mountain retreat.
Yeah, the mountain valley.
Everybody was, you know what I'm saying? You know, everybody make it up in there. You know?
I would say like that end of the world. All the cars back up on the bridge.
Oh yeah, they're trying to sleep. You know? It ain't gonna be that easy for you just to move around. You know?
If I can say, that's why even when things start getting bad, when something like that happens, people think they're finna go, what they call, have like underground bunkers, they food, they're talking about anything pop off, like any type of nukes or something, they can go down in there and they survive. You might not be you might be at work, at the store, you can't get back to, you can't get back there. So it's basically obsolete when that happens.
you ain't got the inside scoop like the elite.
Right.
If You see, the elite go make it to those bunkers and shit. You know, they gonna make it,
That's right. They gonna make it.
and we gonna take it. I was shy gonna take it.
Yeah.
Somebody died.
That nigga real.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, the only reason they're gonna make it is ultimately so they let you come get them out,
Right.
and
Yeah.
gave you the first, pretty much first fruits of slavery.
Yep, Psalm 1 before you know it.
Yeah, even Obadiah, literally the last verse of slavery, I think.
The Savior should sit upon Mount Zion to judge the house of
God.
You got that. You go back to Isaiah 13.
It's Isaiah chapter 13, verse 5 from the top. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven. Even the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, and the weapons of his indignation.
Right, so these missiles are going to be shot from the ends of heaven, from Russia. They're going to hit America. China going to shoot his missiles here. India, Pakistan, Iran. Everybody going to shoot their missiles over here, man. Okay, your great US of A is going to be no longer, no more, man.
Right.
To destroy the whole land.
To destroy the whole land. The whole land of America is going to be absolutely a complete desert, man. Okay, let's let you know that this ain't talking about ancient Babylon. When did the Lord come from heaven with his weapons to destroy ancient Babylon? That didn't happen. That's how you know Babylon the Great. Oh, you had a precept?
This is Jeremiah 50 and verse 29. I read in the NLT. It says, "Send out a call for archers to come to Babylon. Surround the city so none can escape. Do to her as she has done to others, for she has defiled the Lord, the Holy One of Israel." And those archers are being called, like I believe the priest mentioned earlier about, what happened to Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They haven't forgot about that, So America already done something to somebody as far as shooting that type of missile over to someone, to another country. Right. But now these things are 1,000 times stronger than Fat Man and Little Boy. So now you're gonna see Babylon receive that. Like I said, none is gonna break their rank. Yep. These missiles is gonna hit their targets. And it already said a few years ago, one of the missile defense systems in America was like inactive. But in the time of, like I say, when those missiles started to be shot from the other ends of the earth to come here, the Lord's Spirit is going to put it where those missile defense systems ain't going to be able to stop those missiles.
If I can make a quick point, so they already did like little AI tests over it anyway, right? America against like Russia or something. Every time they did the test, they lost every single time. Like not one time they won. So letting you know, there is a no, like, man, if this pops off, we're gonna lose. Yeah. But Esau, Obadiah 1 and 3, it's probably the deceived. He's like, nah, hey, fuck that little AI test. I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do, and we're gonna win, right? Just falling into that fucking trap that the Lord got set up for you.
Right.
I got one for you, Josh. It's in the NLT. Isaiah 34 and 5 in the NLT. And when my sword has finished its work in the heavens, it will fall upon Edom, the nation I have marked for destruction.
There it is. This sword is going to be bathed in heaven and shall fall down upon Idumea or Edom.
I'm trying to get that word.
And it's going to what? It's going to complete the destruction.
He said he marked this motherfucker.
This is cursed.
That's that. He marked. He said he's a people marked for destruction was tied to Romans. The vessel fitted for wrath for destruction, something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Rough paraphrasing. Yep.
Remember, Cain got that mark.
Right.
Cain got that mark, and he was like, man, look, that Cain that's on mark. Right. That mark is on Cain.
Wow, that's boy.
It's pretty much like, man, look, if anybody see me, they gonna get me. He's like, nah, you gonna be good because ultimately you gonna get your destruction when I'm gonna give it to you.
Boy.
So that mark is on Cain. Okay, it was the same mark that Esau got, man. That mark was.
Yeah, he marked it from the beginning.
And those are the people that voted to destruction. seed is going to come down upon Idumea when the sword is bathed in heaven. That's why the prophecies promote and show forth the destruction of Esau in the last days, man.
Right.
So how the fuck can the Edomites be done away with?
Right.
Well, they still got to undergo their judgment, man. Who is it that coming from Edom with Dagon and Basil? That ain't happened yet.
Nope.
But I guess the Edomites are done away with. Let's talk about it. All right, okay. You know.
This is Isaiah chapter 13, verse 6. How ye, for the day of the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua is at hand.
Right, how ye? Well, on ye. For the day of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Al Shai is at hand.
Oh,
Right?
wait.
Go ahead.
It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty.
It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty, man. See, and it's going to come from a destruction from the Almighty due to the fact that Yahweh Bashem Al Shai orchestrated the destruction, man.
Right.
Okay.
Verse 7. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt.
There it is. All hands are going to be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. Okay? And when your heart melts, that pretty much means that your mind is going to be gone, man. All your aspirations, your dreams, you know, this whole idea of Babylon the Great continuing forever is going to be completely done. See, but we're going to be praising Yahweh Bashem Al Shai that day, man.
Right.
The scripture says, praise ye the Lord in the fires. You know? Because we understand and know that this place has to go. We're going to be praising, hoping that we make it.
Yep.
Remember, the scripture says that the righteous will scarcely be saved.
Yep.
You know? But we want this place to go out, man. We want this place to be destroyed, man.
Need it, man.
Like immediately.
Verse 8. And they shall be afraid, pain and sorrow shall take hold of them.
As we read earlier, their faces shall gather blackness. Pains and sorrow shall take hold of them, man. You know, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape, as it says. You know?
It says, they shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flame.
Their faces shall be as flames, man. They'll
Damn.
be amazed at one another, man.
Fuck that cartoon. Can you imagine? Yeah.
Imagine that, man.
Face
Everybody
on.
just look up and see the pictures being shot out there, all kinds of mayhem and chaos taking place.
Right.
They gonna know that. They gonna know at that point that, man. As a matter of fact, hold that. Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter. Big song, the top of that one.
Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him,
See what you see happening right now. Go ahead.
and made no account of his labors. When they shall see it, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear,
Yep.
and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
And the maze of the strangeness of the salvation is talking about the strangeness of how we're going to be delivered up out of here, man.
Right.
Okay, being delivered out of what the world did is UFOs with the chariots of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai, man. Okay, but we're standing in great boldness in the face of our enemies, and they're what? Great fear fell upon them, man. They're afraid. Best believe these elites, they see it, and they're greatly afraid of what they see.
Yeah.
Okay, because they understand and know that this is the end of their world. You got it?
So far beyond all that they look for. If they repeating and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this is he whom we had sometime in derision in a proverb of reproach.
Yep, these are these niggas. These are these guys that was in those dresses on the street corners, man. And we called them bums. You know,
Bummerlights.
we mocked them, we made fun of them, we scoffed.
Right.
Drewski gonna be looking off, man. You know, that big ass nigga probably ain't gonna make it to it. You know, big ass nigga gonna.
They gonna have a heart attack eating a Twinkie, big ass nigga.
Just like it said in Isaiah 14, it says like how the nation's gonna look at Esau. Is this the man? That's how they're gonna look at Esau when he get taken down. And then they're gonna be saying the same thing when the elect gang get taken up. Damn, these
guys.
Right, damn. These are really the chosen, man. See?
I used to work with him.
Right. Yeah.
He always used to barbecue every Sunday. Never said nothing.
Right.
I remember he used to,
Yeah, that
he used
nigga.
to talk about the Bible, man. Damn, I should have listened.
Right.
Yeah.
He always had integrity.
That's what's gonna be. They're gonna be like, man, you know, I remember he was talking about
the end of the world, you know, and they go, and
Thought he was
everything
crazy.
go click in that time. They go like,
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
it's gonna be too late.
Don't be at the job talking about the end of the world.
Yeah, don't, you know, be wild. Like,
It speaks to your aura anyway.
They can take that of you and then go right to work tomorrow.
You get fired like a motherfucker.
And the thing is,
And that
you
time my
know,
mama food stamp
little
stuff.
skit that he did, you know, it's not like Jake don't be on social media scrolling and Jake do some funny shit, you know, and Jake laughs. But hey, the thing is with these comedians that Jake in the world, you gotta know what you should make fun of and what you shouldn't make fun of, man.
Right, yeah.
You know, you should have drew the line and making fun of the Lord's men. Now, mind you, that was about IUIC because I dressed in purple and gold. But nevertheless, hey man, you had the Hebrew name of the Heavenly Father's name on you, man. You know, you made fun of that, you made light of that, you made it like it was a joke. But guess what? Hey, the Lord ain't fucking playing games, man. And that's why we come out here week in and week out to tell y'all how the true characteristics of the Heavenly Father and the Son truly are. You know, the Lord ain't no fucking pushover, man. You know, you can't talk and do what you want when it comes to the Lord's name. And Jacob's gonna find that out in a very hard fashion, man.
Right.
As the scripture say, after death by pain. And then we gonna fucking see how funny it is, man.
You think you got a sense of humor, man? The Lord has a way with humor. Okay, precept here.
This is Zechariah chapter 7 and verse 13. Therefore, it came to pass, Zechariah chapter 7 and verse 11, but they refused to hearken and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears that they should not hear. It said, yea, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the words which the Lord Yahweh of hosts has sent in his spirit by the form of prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from the Lord Yahweh by Shemeshah of hosts. 13. Therefore it came to pass that as he cried, they would not hear. So they cried, and I would not hear, said the Lord Yahweh by Shemeshah of hosts. The Lord is crying through his prophets as they are on the highways and byways, giving you the forewarning of these perilous times to come before they come. But since the 2/3 of the Negro Latinos and the American Indians scoffed the prophets, therefore the Lord said in the days of your calamity, you'll laugh at.
That's right.
Right.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So when you in distress, when you in anguish, the Lord gonna laugh at you.
Right.
You know, so at the end of the day, the joke's on you. You know, you can think that you're joking, but the scripture say you can do nothing against the truth before at the end of the day. Because everybody has to fit prophecy. You know, Drewski, you know, hey, he has a large following. You know, so
Man,
you know when you go on that
perfect.
comment board, you got a lot of people on the comment board playing games. So all those people on the comment board playing games, laughing and agreeing on you barking yourself, man. So the Lord used Drewski just to have a lot of people get barking.
Right.
You know? But then again, you gonna have people, you know, you see on the comment board, man, hey, you know, Hebrew Muslims, man, they gonna get mad at this one. I was reading the comments, having Zariac's whole ass on there, you know? But laughing at, man, this time I was laughing out loud. Oh, man, you foolish, man. Okay.
Everything is not. Man.
Anyway, we go back to, tell us a little bit more with Psalm 5.
Back in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 5 and verse 3, it says, and they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves, this is he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. We fools account of his life madness, but it's in his end to be without honor.
Right, we counted his life madness, man. We called him crazy. We thought that this guy was crazy. You know, he didn't know they didn't know what they was talking about. You know, that's what they think. Right now, you know, until what? Lo and behold, the prophet was among you this whole time.
Right.
You know?
God, it says, verse 5, how is he numbered among the children of God, and his lot among the saints? Therefore we have erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shined unto us. and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us.
And ultimately, the light of righteousness didn't shine upon them because they wasn't of the elect. See? So, you know, when shit really hits the fan, they're going to be like, damn, we should have been paying attention. We should have been listening. It's going to be too late at that point.
This is 2 Peter 2, 2 Peter 3, verse 3 in the NLT. Said, most importantly, I want to remind you that in the last days, scoffers will come, mocking the truth and following their own desires. Like you said, yeah, and that's what it is. They those mockers, all right? Jacob here, that's following their own desires, you know, to get likes, you know, to get views. And what are they doing? They're mocking the truth, all right? And what they say, the truth will set you free. You're basically getting binded up in the world to receive what? The indignation of the Lord. This is what is getting set up for you. So like I said, you have these other guys out here, they, like I say, they want to go and laugh at the truth. You have people that walk by, you know, staring, but they don't want to get no understanding or see what we're talking about. They say, them guys out there, they out there screaming, they cussing at you.
Ruining my night.
Yeah, ruining my night. But we're trying to deliver you, well, the elect, from what's coming in the future, which is what? We've been talking about it during the service, all right? That fire, okay? The fire that's going to come upon Babylon the Great, Sodom and Egypt, okay? AKA America. This is what we're letting you know, that this is about to come. And you're going to keep mocking and scoffing. The Lord said he's going to start in his house in Ezekiel 9. He's going to start in his house. Talking about people, the ones that know they're Israelites, and even the ones, the 2/3 that basically they are Israelites, but they don't want to hearken to this word.
You got something for you?
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 1. Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of the Most High, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of food.
Hey, that's why you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Take a listen. When you go into a classroom, you don't go and just start barking and telling things to the teacher. You listen, and then you do what? Then you learn, and you may have questions afterwards. But when you first go into that classroom, it's all silent, and the teacher is basically giving you an understanding of what they're teaching you, what the subject is about, giving you knowledge. Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our time, strength of our salvation. All right, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So we're basically teaching you how to properly have that fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. The reason why, okay, to let you know what your heritage is. Not because when you have Jake that realize like, oh, I'm an Israelite, and they do what? They take it and run with it. Good.
Like that nigga that walked by earlier. Nigga knew he was Israelite. He was participating in Halloween.
Right.
He was walking down the street with niggas dressed up in kind. He was part of that shit, man.
I was looking in that man's spirit, man. I was like, looking at him. He looked at me, he turned.
Yeah,
He
bro.
looked at me again, he turned again. I'm like, yeah, you convicted.
That's it.
You know, you convicted in your spirit because he knew he was on that bullshit.
Right.
He thought that wasn't nobody gonna see him.
Right. Jake only willing to go so far when it actually comes to serving the Lord, man. They'll do it here like oh boy, he had the headband on and then the shirt with the star, and you know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, I'm an Israelite, but that's it for that nigga.
Yeah.
He ain't willing to suffer, man. He ain't willing to come out here like brothers are doing, man, and being respected, being made fun of, being looked at as an outsider of the earth, man.
Right.
See?
Well,
He was like he was just a dead bone raised up, and he doesn't have no breath in him.
right.
Yeah. Hey.
And this is the house of the Lord, because Lord, like I said, he's not dwelling in a temple built by hands. This is a part of that temple right here. So you basically just walk right past the temple, okay? Where you can eat freely. All these things you can do and receive this knowledge. But what do you rather do? You rather be scoffing, walking on past. But this is the time where if you don't step into the house of the Lord, you're going to be marked. All right?
I got it.
Oh, did you finish it?
And said, for they consider not that they do evil.
That's the point. They consider not that they do evil. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I was trying.
You said about the
They
Lord's
consider
house.
God that they do people, man. They don't even know. Like they just think it's a skit. They just think, oh yeah, posts on YouTube.
No, but you said something about
Instagram,
supposed to come full of the course of the Lord. Something, I thought you said something like that. I got one real quick. This is Psalm 65:4. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest and causes to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in thy courts. This is the Lord's courts. So you are blessed to be in the Lord's house. Waiting for the Lord to return to give you instructions means to go out on the highways and byways, like Luke 14 says, out on the highways and lanes. So if you're not into this court, then you will be left outside. You left outside the temple. You're not going to have no protection, because this is enclosed. This is like a righteous pavilion that protects you from the tempest and the storm that's about to come. So blessed is the man whom thou choosest, Psalm 65:4. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest and causest to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in thy courts. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of thy house, even of thy holy temple.
Yeah, man. And it said we should be satisfied with the goodness of his temple.
Yes, man.
But like you said, like the elder mentioned, it's going into the what? The tabernacle of the Lord, man. When we come into the tabernacle of the Most High, then we understood the end. But you gotta come into the inner sanctuary first, man.
Right.
Yep.
And not everybody has access to the inner sanctuary. Like it was in the ancient, like in the old, in the temple. You just couldn't access the most holy place.
Nah.
But through Yahweh Shah, we got that access now. Whereas we got the secrets. We can commune with Yahweh Shema Shah, man. We actually, like Yahweh Shah is the advocate. He's on the right hand of the Heavenly Father, bro.
Right.
Like, communing on our behalf, literally. You don't gotta do it between the mercy seat and the Ark of the Covenant. He's literally on the right hand as we speak right now, communing with the Most High on our behalf. In there, like he's in the most holy place.
Right.
And he's communing for what? He's communing on behalf of his.
That's right.
But you gotta be. It says, blessed is he who the Lord chooses. Going back to the elect.
Right.
Damn, I'm trying to. Go ahead.
This is Ephesians 4:22-24. Now I'm going to speak on it. Ephesians 4:22. That you put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to deceitful lust. I'm going to get that word conversation, which is anastrophe, which means manner of life, conduct, behavior, or deportment. Verse 23. And be renewed in the spirit of your mind. Now you put on the new man, which is after the Most High, is created in righteousness and in true holiness. And I got this because what the priest was speaking on about Jake, walking with this group of other Israelites or heathen, whatever, and they were participating in Halloween or Samhain, man. And he's supposed to be a Israelite. You're an Israelite, but you walking with niggas in the world, man. You're supposed to be putting off that old man day by day.
Right.
You're supposed to be getting closer and closer to your how about you shot, man. Not straddling the fence, man. Not being that lukewarm nigga, man.
Right.
Ephesians 4:22. Okay. Yeah, the Lord is not dealing with lukewarmness, man. Okay. The Lord gonna spew you out of his mouth. Okay. Another one says that.
Because you said a new man, and I bet the word new goes to refresh. You have to be a refreshed man to be reborn again to understand through the Spirit, man. So that man, he's not refreshed, he's not reborn again,
I'm gonna back you up. Ephesians 5:11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them.
Man.
Ephesians 5:11, it says, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness.
Right. So if you say you're an Israelite, say you believe in the Heavenly Father, so you say you believe in Yahweh Shema Shah, you say you're gonna follow the will of the Heavenly Father and the Son. Well, guess what? You shouldn't be participating in this bullshit, man. Okay? You shouldn't be willingly going. You shouldn't be around. You shouldn't be at no Christmas parties with Jake. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be in no Halloween events.
Wearing the Christmas sweaters.
Shooting fireworks with niggas on 4th of July. No, you shouldn't be doing none of that shit, man. That when you came into learning this truth, that's some old nigga shit you should have put off when you came into the truth, man. You know, eating abominable foods, set shellfish, pork, which is Jake's biggest fucking stumbling block. All right, Jake act like they can't go a day without eating some fucking pork, man. You know, lineups. Oh, I gotta look fresh for the hoes, man. You know, fuck that shit, man. You know, what you gonna choose that or life eternal with the Lord, man?
Right.
You know.
Yeah, but says rather reproof them. Okay. Hey, so with that, and we